I am live once again, and I'm going to do a few videos before I head on to work. And again, when I talk about things, you know, as I said, I can be kind of late and everything, but the news is pretty hot and right now. So it's basically just um, a battle of personalities on YouTube. Um, Tim Black from the Tim Black Show said that he gets reluctant to talk about other YouTube personalities, and because he likes to more or less do things on his own and everything. And he's ultimately right. And I have a tendency to talk about some of these personalities on YouTube because, I'm kind of like the right wing old man in the 1990s that listened to Rush Limbaugh and all that, except I'm on the left and I'm sitting there instead of Rush Limbaugh. I'm listening to Kyle Kalinske or listening to Jimmy Dore or someone like that. So I'm sort of like the left wing version of the old man in the 1990s. The guy that's like the uncle at the Thanksgiving dinner in 2020. That's like the really stubborn, kind of hateful right winger. I'm sort of the left wing counterpart of that. But anyway, need as I need to go further. I know I'm engaging in chitter chatter and gossip and all of that. It's just an online back and forth thing, but I feel compelled to comment on it because I also want to comment on and I did a thing on Shoe0nHead recently, and just need to talk about this in terms of how everybody's politics are evolving lately. Sargon of Akkad is a British YouTuber. Um, Never really listened to him much one way or the other. I known people that like Sargon of Akkad, and apparently he was kind of a lefty at one time, for what I've heard. I read up on him. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter. Even though he lived in the UK, he was a Bernie Sanders supporter. And then he ended up supporting Donald Trump, which was kind of bad. And so yes, and I think that he was also part of this anti SJW current that exists among people who are recovering leftists. People like Dave Rubin, who pause if y'all want to laugh because the mention of the name Dave Rubin is worth laughing at. So I'm going to count to five so you can laugh. Ah! Anyway, um, yeah. So it was part of that time period where there were people who were recovering leftists that kind of tiptoe into the libertarian pipeline, and then they ended up either as a movement conservative, garden variety Republican, or they'll end up on the alt right or somewhere, definitely somewhere in right wing land. Um, you know, I guess Dave Rubin decided that he was going to become a conventional Republican, so his program went from the Young Turks in 2015, leaving the Young Turks and bringing all his baggage into Blaze TV. So anything that's going to be on Blaze TV is going to be a pile of manure, as far as I'm concerned. And I could have forgiven Dave Rubin if he would have remained a libertarian. If he would have just been a libertarian and been that, I would have been okay with him. But he decided that he was going to become a conventional garden variety Republican. The only difference between him and the other conventional Republicans that he likes to go and suck on cock occasionally. Not judging him in a negative way. I'm just saying, that's their token person. Sort of like Candace Owens is the token black girl, sort of like Ben Shapiro. It's the token Jew. I guess with Dave Rubin, that's two for the price of one. The token Jew, token gay. But give it time. Dave Rubin's going to come out as a straight man. Just so, just so Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro won't feel creeped out. are openly homophobic to him, and he just takes it. So I've got no respect for Dave Rubin. I digress once again. Sargon went from being on the left, then he tiptoed to being the disgruntled lefty that was critical to SJWs. And that's fine. That's kind of where I'm at too. But then he went there to I mean he's in UKIP in the UK currently. That's the United Kingdom's Independence Party, which is a political party that's to the right of the British Conservative Party. And he ended up supporting Marine Le Pen in France, the National Front. And y'all don't know who Marine Le Pen is. She's the daughter, I believe she's the daughter of Jean Le Pen. And the National Front in France is an openly fascist party that's anti-Semitic. They denied the Holocaust. They are Islamophobic. They want to kick all the Muslims out of France. And many of them are anti-gay, such as the actress Brigitte Bardot, who became a Holocaust denier and a flaming homophobe. That's the kind of people that Sargon of Akkad wants to be affiliated with. So he's become Britain's Richard Spencer in some ways. So as far as I'm concerned, Sargon of Akkad can fuck off. But it gets worse. He attacks Shoe0nHead. Now, Shoe0nHead is she is a leftist that is anti-SJW. I know, very 2015, 2016, and even 2017 to even talk about the SJW, anti-SJW mindset. But that's what she is. And so she's part of the anti-woke left, basically, and kind of remained there. But the left either loves her or they hate her. I mean, and those who hate her, they are accusing her of being a racist. Now, I'm not too particularly fond about her being friends with Lauren Southern, but then again, who gives a shit too? Who gives a shit? She and she made some weird statements. So I'm not particularly 100% on the same page with her on some of her critiques against feminism. But I also think that she doesn't realize fully that she is a feminist herself, and that's not in any bad way. I'm saying this. I understand her being critical of some of the more obnoxious sectors of the feminist movement, the one that bashes men and gets way too caught up in the oppression Olympics, so to speak. But at the same time, Shoe0nHead does not. She's not. I mean, she is a feminist in my view, but she's just not. She's a reasonable feminist, which most feminists are reasonable, but she's seen a lot of the ugly side of that movement, and it can be a turnoff, I guess you could say. But that's not representative of what it means to be a feminist. Feminist means it's the radical notion that women are people. But let me go one further. The left is divided on her, but I mean, she is a leftist as far as I'm concerned. She supported Bernie Sanders both times. And as I said, she describes herself proudly as a social democrat. Sometimes she uses the term Nordic capitalism, which is an interesting term. But now lately she's been accused of being an SJW, and they're saying, "Oh, Shoe has changed. She was an anti-SJW, and now she's gone fully SJW." Why? Because Bausch interviewed her? I mean, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Bausch in the world. I'm not against him, but I'm not the biggest fan of Bausch in the world. But being on Bausch doesn't make you lose your credibility. I mean, just, it is what it is. but yeah, she speaks her mind. She has her own views, and she's more of a for a millennial. She thinks more along the lines of the leftists from a previous era, and I do find her very refreshing. And I understand she's single again. And if I was a little bit younger, I'll be telling Shoe, hey, I am available. I am available. But anyway, I digress once again. But Sargon of Akkad decided to attack her as a communist. She is not a communist. He explained it as much as she could that she is a social democrat, and she's not hostile toward the term socialism. She knows what socialism means. I've seen enough of her commentaries to know that she knows what she's talking about, and I always look forward to seeing her commentaries. And whenever she decides to show up on her channel, Shoe0nHead, and her other YouTube channel, Brainlet. And anyway, the fact that this guy Sargon is going to criticize her of being an authoritarian when he supports authoritarians like Marie Le Pen for National Front. Again, he can just go fuck himself. Honestly, really, people, he can. But anyway, that's pretty much what I got to say about that. I just kind of been watching the back and forth, recently. So just wanted to talk about that, and let you know that I fully support Shoe0nHead, and I think that Sargon of Akkad is out to lunch, and I'm being very generous by saying that. Anyway, if you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you were triggered, tough, but comment anyway. Share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you that if you are very passionate about something and you desire a platform, or you already have a platform, please utilize it, because we're the muckrakers of our time. And most importantly, subscribe to this channel. Help it make it grow. And until next time, peace, and Bernie Sanders for president in the year 2024.